Hey coaches, it's Coach Ross with Coach Ross Football. Welcome to my channel. Here we will be talking about anything and everything football. We will discuss offensive football, defensive football, special teams, practice plans, and even film breakdowns. If that's something you're interested in and want to be part of it, then hit that subscribe button so that you can see whenever I post a new video. In this video, we will be discussing the benefits and the drawbacks of an onside kick and using it potentially regularly in your kicking game. Here are some benefits to kicking the onside kick. First thing, you keep the ball out of the opposing team's best two players. Most teams always put their best two players back deep to receive the ball. Many teams do not put their stronger athletes in the front row, and we like to take advantage of that. A lot of times teams will place linemen who don't necessarily have the best hands. It's not the best idea to give one or two of the best athletes a running start with the ball in the middle of the field with plenty of space to move. Can also be a game-changing play. Could potentially swing the game in your favor, especially if you're down by 2 or more scores. It could create a huge momentum swing in the game. Can also be a major confidence deflator for the opposing team, and I will show you that here in a couple clips. Your offense gains another possession, which is always definitely a great thing. Here are some drawbacks to an onside kick. Giving the other team decent field position at or near the 50-yard line. We pride ourselves definitely on playing tough physical defense, but it does give the team half the field to go as opposed to the full field. So that is definitely a drawback. But we pride ourselves on playing tough physical defense, and that our defense can overcome the challenge of stopping the offense when they have a short field. Tips on how to develop the onside kick as well as using it. Try to find a decent kicker early in your season, during camp or tryouts. Try to locate more than one if possible. Early in the season during special teams practice, have a session during kickoff coverage to rep the onside kick. Work both sides, trying to find what your kicker is best at and most comfortable with. These reps are just as valuable as their offensive and defensive reps in practice. Once the ball travels 10 yards, it's live, tell them. Tell the kickoff team it's a 10-yard sprint to the ball. Here's an onside kicking strategy. Unless our team has a kid who can kick the ball out of the end zone consistently, we're usually onside kicking the ball or hard squib kicking the ball towards the sidelines. We try to make sure the squib kick is hard, low, and tough to handle, which allows our coverage team time to get downfield and make a play. We will almost never place the ball in the middle of the field in the air to one of the opposing team's best players with room to move. Here's one cut up from one of our onside kicks. Unfortunately, we didn't get this onside kick recovered. I think the percentage that we normally recover onside kicks is probably hovering around 60% of the kicks that we do kick. We are recovering because mainly we are looking for players in this front row to take advantage of. We are looking for players that we can see and target that don't necessarily have the best hands, or on top of that are not necessarily ready. So we were trying to target this boy right here because he did not seem like he was necessarily ready for the kick. Unfortunately, our kicker didn't get the greatest bounce on the ball, and he actually hit it up in the air, and it didn't actually bounce until it was almost right to the opposing player. If we were able to get a nice little hop or skip at about 5 yards, then this ball would have been a lot harder to handle. So I'm just going to play it out and show you what I was talking about. And you can see we try and develop in practice having our players and our kicker especially kind of directional kick. So, and we make an emphasis to point out that their plant foot, wherever that toe is pointed, is typically where the ball is going to go once they kick it. And when we tell them to kick an onside kick, we are telling them also to kick the nose of the football and try to put the nose of the football into the ground. And a lot of times you'll see boys about that age, they want to try and toe the ball. And so what we do is we have them use the inside portion of their foot to try and direct or guide the football to where they want it to go. And they seem that they have a lot more success with that. But unfortunately, it went right to the opposing player, and he made a good play on it. But typically, that's what we try and do, and we tell the kicker to directional kick it to a player that's not necessarily ready, or one that we can typically pick on in the front row. Here's an example of how the onside kick can seriously develop momentum within in the game and also set the tone for the game. Right here, this is a cut up of the opening kickoff for one of our games last season, and I'm going to let it go, and then I'm also going to show you the very next play afterward and show you how, in my opinion, the onside kick can seriously set the tone and also create major momentum within a football game for you. It's a good bounce, bad handle, and we jump on the ball. And this is the first play from scrimmage on our opening drive. And again, like I said, I feel like it set the tone for the entire football game for us. And about 3 plays later, we score the first touchdown. But again, those 2 plays in sequence like that, the onside kick plus going deep on the vertical, the play after, set the tone. It was kind of a little bit of a deflator for the other team, and allowed us to get to a pretty easy win in this game. I hope you enjoyed this video. I wanted to do a little change of pace type of video, and I feel sometimes special teams is a little overlooked in football. So if you enjoyed this video, give it a like and hit that subscribe button if you want to see more football content from me regularly. Later, coaches.